Very good morning, students. We was thinking like that. Who are the viewers? Any special community like that? And we have seen some of the special communities was there. Some of the special skilled workers was there for giving color, dyeing, and making the print and the block print and other things. So we are moving to next one. The decline of Indian textile. How the Indian textile it is declined, and now we are not that much expert in the making the cotton cloth or silk cloth. Okay, the development of cotton industries in Britain affected textile producers in India in several ways. First one, India textile now had a compete with British textile in the European and American market. First one, why we declare point, that is the industrial product, means technological product what they are producing in Britain. We can't compete with them with that cloth and Indian cloth with even in European and American market. Second one, exporting textile to England also become increasing difficult since very high duties were imposed on Indian textile imported to Britain. When we want to send our clothes to Britain, they are taking we want to give a huge tax duty or tax for that. That is the second reason for decline of Indian textile. Then by the beginning of the 19th century, English made cotton textile successfully ousted Indian goods from their traditional market in Africa. What was we was producing goods or the other continent people they was using, that also taken away, and the British products started to rise everywhere. America and Europe, Africa, America and Europe. Thousands of weavers in India were thrown out of employment. Many of them become jobless because of the new products which is coming from England. Then Bengal weavers were the worst hit, and English and European companies stopped buying Indian goods, and their agents no longer gave out advance to the weavers to secure supplies. What happened? The English company, they are not ready to purchase things, and the agents also not given the advance money to the weavers. Distressed weavers wrote petition to the government to help them. Last we started to write petition to the government to help them, but the worst was still to come. By 1830s, British cotton cloth flooded Indian market. Then instead of helping them, what they done, they brought British cotton cloth which was very cheaper than Indian goods, but quality was very less for that cloth. In fact, in 1980s, the 2/3 of the all cotton clothes worn by Indians were made of the cloth produced in Britain. This affected not only specialist weavers but also the spinners. All the people they started to get problem because their Britain started to purchase raw cotton from India, and they are doing all activity with the help of machine there in the British companies in there. So thousands of the people they become without livelihood, and they are becoming jobless and as well as without livelihood. Handloom weaving did not completely die in India. Still we can see Khadi and handloom weaving in India. This was because some types of cloth could not be supplied by machines. Some cloth can't make by machines, so that type work was continuing here in India. How could machines produce sarees with intricate borders or cloth with a traditional woven pattern? What we was making in traditional, like that way the machine can't produce. So like that things it was going on here in India. This had a wide demand not only amongst the rich but also amongst the middle classes also. Both the middle class as well as the rich class was asking for the traditional cloth. Nor did the textile manufacturers in Britain produce the very coarse clothes used in the by the poor people in India. What they was making, that was which is the cloth what they made, that is equal to the cloth what was the poor people was wearing here in India. You must have heard of the Solapur in western India and the Madura in South India. These towns emerged as important new centers of weaving in the late 19th century. Later, during the national movement, Mahatma Gandhi urged people to boycott imported textile and use hand-spun and hand-woven cloth. Khadi gradually became a symbol of nationalism, and charka came to represent India, and it was put at the center of the tricolor flag on the Indian National Congress adopted in 1931. Then what is happening afterwards? When the Gandhian era started, that time how it is becoming, or what we are the Gandhiji, when he started civil disobedience movement and non-cooperation movement, that time Gandhiji said to the people to boycott the foreign textile, not only foreign textile, everything foreign goods. That time people started to, and Gandhiji said to use the hand spun and hand woven cloth here. Then khadi, that is becoming the symbol of the nationalism. Still we can see that the political leaders, they are wearing the white khadi cloth, and that is the showing the symbol of nationalism. And charka, that is representing India, and that we used in the national flag. Now present it is the Ashok Chakra. Before that, in the tricolor flag, we was using the chokka in the middle, that adopted in 1931 in the National Congress. Okay, what happened to the weavers and spinners who lost their livelihood? Many weavers become agricultural laborers. Many of them, they went and joined with the other farmers to do the farming work. Some of them migrated to the cities in search of work. Yet another went out of the country to work in the plantations in Africa and South America. We will study this one again in 9th and 10th standard, like that, the compulsory work, like that, in different way, endangered labors, like that, in different way we will study it. So the people, they are working, some of the people, those who lost job in the weaving session, they participated in 3 types of work. One is agriculture, second one, they are went to the cities in search of work, means construction work or like the different works. Then third group people, they went and joined the plantation work in Africa and South America. Then some of these handloom weavers are also found work in the new cotton mills that were established in Bombay, means present now Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Solapur, Nagpur and Kanpur. Wherever we started the textile companies, new textile companies, with the help of machines, that area also some people, they went and joined to work in the cotton work itself. Then cotton mills come up, the some of the cotton mills, how it is coming. The first cotton mill in India was set up, was spinning mill in Bombay, means present Mumbai, that is 1854. Please underline 1854 first cotton mill. And from the early 19th century, Bombay had grown as an important part of the export of the raw cotton from India to England and China. From Mumbai, the Mumbai port, it is growing, and in the time of 19th century, because England as well as China, then they are in the need of raw cotton, and it was close to the vast block of the soil tract of the Western India where cotton was grown. Means the Deccan Tract, the black soil is very good for cotton production, and that is very near to that Mumbai port. So availability of the raw cotton was there, so the Mumbai port, it is growing. When the cotton textile mill came up, they could get supplies of raw material with ease, because it was available already. Cotton was coming to the port, so very easily the company was getting cotton. Okay, workers in a cotton factory, circa 90s, photography by Rajdin Dayal. The most workers in the spinning department were women, while workers in the weaving department were mostly men. Here it is given the spinning one, that ladies are working. Okay, then next, by 1984 mills started operating in Bombay. Many of these were established by Parsi and Gujarati businessmen who had made their money through trade with China. The Indian people, especially Parsi people and the Gujarati people, they started business where in Mumbai. How many mills? 84 mills. The mills came up in other cities too. The first mill in Ahmedabad was started in 1861. A year later, a mill was established in Kanpur. and in the United Province. Growth of cotton mills led to the demand for labor. Thousands of the poor peasants, artisans, and agriculture laborers moved to the cities to work in the mills. So in 1860 or 18 sorry first mill it started in 1854. Then after 6 years it is starting the second mill, that is in Ahmedabad. Then after 1 year we are starting the India started the next mill, that is in Kanpur. So people got a hope like that they are getting a better job opportunities because of the presence of this industrial area. Then the first few decades of its existence, the textile factory industry in India faced many problems. Even though we started factories also here, then also we started to face many problems. It found it difficult to compete with the cheap textile imported from Britain because it was mass production in Britain. So we can't compete with the cheap things what they are producing and bringing here in India. Indian things was a little bit costly. Still it is costly. If you want to get a good cloth, we want to give a good price. Then in most countries, government supported industrialization by imposing heavy duties on import. Each and every country they are thinking like that. They want to grow. They want to make the growth in their development industry. So they are giving a heavy duty on imports. This eliminates competition and protects infant industries. The Indian industries are like a small kid, and we can't compete with the countries' tariffs as well as the cheap cloth what they was producing in the European continent. Then the colonial government in India usually refuse such protection to local industries. The British company, East India Company, they won't think about the giving protection to the Indian workers or Indian factory. The first major spurt in the development of cotton factory production in India therefore was during the First World War, when textile imports from Britain declined and Indian factories were called upon to produce cloth for military supplies. And in the First World War, what happened? Britain was the one of the great power, and they was fighting, so they can't produce cotton there. They can't send to India. So what happened here? Indian cotton factories it started to grow, and they got a chance to produce cotton cloth for the for military purpose also. So the cotton mill it is declining, and when it is getting little bit development in the time of First World War. Okay, we will continue in next video.